Well, I guess we're live over here. We are. And we will be. I don't know if we are or we're not. Crap. Is that old age kicking in? Oh my goodness gracious, great balls of fire. My wife is going crazy. She is going bonkers. Lorelai, the cake is fine. Don't worry about it. Quit bugging them about the cake. The cake will be taken care of. The cake is fine. Glad you gave me in the house. Tim's in the house. Professor, my good friend, haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Well as you can be. Yes. The cake will be fine. Everybody say it with me. Lorelai, the cake for Thanksgiving will be fine. Don't worry about it. So, my wife wants a cake for Thanksgiving. And our friends that are coming over said, yes, I will take care of getting the cake. So yesterday on our way back to Dallas, they were talking about the cake. And they said, yes, we will take care of the cake. We will pick it up. And Lord, like, sure you don't need to make a reservation to get the cake? No, we don't need to make a reservation. I'll just go get the cake. So she's messaging everybody now in a group chat. Do we need a reservation to go get the cake? Do we need to pre-reserve the cake I want? And we're trying to tell her, the cake will be fine. It's okay. They got cakes. He will figure it out. Our friend that's going to get the cake will figure out the cake. It's okay. It's only a cake. So, no, I think she likes the salted caramel type of cake. She's one of those people that like the salted caramel. So, that's what it is. It's a cake. It'll be okay. We have bigger fish to fry than the cake. We got much bigger fish to fry than the cake. Tim, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. I hope you're feeling great today in your part of the world. My wife is going crazy about the cake. The cake will be fine. Well, let's do a little housekeeping. Housekeeping is, I am David.
And sold to Carvana.
And it is sold to Carvana for $9. So, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, it is. Okay, I'm just checking. Got to do a couple things all at once. You know how it is. Apparently somebody's not listening. Ranson. Ranson, Missouri is where the top of the rock is for you guys who are watching the Christmas light video that's playing along with this. I can't message that poor guy that's going to go get the cake because how my phone is, and I don't. Oh, maybe I can message him on Messenger. I need to tell him, don't stress over Lorelai's cake because I know he's busy at work. Like, it's okay. The damn cake will be fine. Lorelai. Here, she's watching the light show. So, Tim, I have survived another trip around the sun. Yes, Galactic, drop like everybody. Yeah, drop a like. We need a lot of likes. The cake will be fine. Don't stress over cake. Ken's back. Ken's in the house. He's also watching, Ken's watching the Christmas light display. Galactic, drop a like. Yes, I've survived. Yeah, Tim is another day. That's good, Tim. What's going on in the Philippines? Anything exciting? I hope Ronald's doing well. We did get to do a little bit of shopping over the weekend. Settle for ice cream? Well, it's for Thanksgiving. and you don't really need a cake or we're getting a pie. I mean, what more can you want? We're getting a pie. Come on now. So Patrick is watching the other video. Good brother Ken, good to see you over yonder on the other video. We're doing a weird thing today. I'm doing the live stream and I'm doing a premiere about my Christmas lights all at the same time. I'm trying to multitask. I'm trying to become the greatest multitasker in the world. So that's what I'm doing. I am. I don't know if I'm doing it. So doing multiple things in there we go at once. Ronald is depressed about the team losing to the Cowboys. Yeah, he should be depressed about that. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's kind of like, if the Arkansas Razorbacks beat you. I mean, it's pretty sad. Ronald should be depressed about that. Now, the good thing is I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters because I think the Eagles are going to do just fine. So, Tim, I know your birthday coming up. Happy birthday to you. My birthday was celebrated this weekend, even though it really wasn't my birthday. My wife kept saying, hey, I want to go shopping in Dallas, Texas and buy something very expensive. And yes, we're going to celebrate your bullsh crappers. Had nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. Just use it as a disguise to buy stuff and to go to Dallas. Oh, we should do it on David's birthday. Full of crapper. It was yesterday, yes. Mine was the day before. Tim. The 24th, okay. Oh, that's right, you're a day ahead of us. All right, well, happy birthday belated. I know that you just turned 21. I know you did. Man, long driving. I'm getting old to drive that far. I'm really thinking seriously about trading Lorelai's car in. I got to think long and hard about it, and I won't do it until the spring because we're not going anywhere. James Robinson in the house. Hey, David, everybody. Did you, Lorelai, buy out Jollibee? We did. We bought the whole entire Jollibee store. So much so they gave us a free bag. I think over both days, Saturday and Sunday, James, for Lorelai's our own personal consumption, we probably spent $75. And she brought back some for a friend that, that lady spent $40. Our other friend spent a couple of $100. They brought back a lot and they freeze it and eat the chicken. And then they brought back some chicken for somebody else, and they probably spent $200 or $300. So yes, I have socks older than 21. I didn't know you did. I did all the driving. I drive. Just my thing. I prefer to drive. I think most people drive slow. They're not as aggressive as I am, and I get irritated because I want just move. Give the damn car gas. Speed up. I'm a little bit. Pat's in the house. Good evening, Pat. Appreciate you watching the video. We're doing two things at once tonight. We're doing a premiere about the Christmas lights, and we're doing a live stream at the same time. Now, the live stream will last a whole lot longer than the video of the Christmas lights, and you guys can go back and rewatch that one. So, Pat, how are you, by the way? I know it's getting ready to be cold and wintry where you are. You guys might get a little snow by the weekend, I see, maybe a little bit, not too much. Thank you everybody for the thumbs up, by the way, appreciate that. So I do indeed. Forgot what I was doing though. Oh, doesn't matter what I'm doing. Yeah, it is 56 degrees here and raining, which means it's actually a negative 200,000 degrees for me. And yeah, I mean, we've had rain. It's one of those cold, rainy days, cool, rainy days. Autonomous car? Well, she would just bitch at the autonomous. Well, it would be good for me because I could sit in the back and she could sit in the passenger seat of the driver and just bitch at the car, right? I mean, just, no, you're going the wrong way. So it would be a good thing, James. Well, and part of what we've done, to be honest, we've done a pretty good job over the last years of training each other on how we drive together. How Lorelai and I, meaning Lorelai's become a pretty good navigator. I've taught her how to navigate. I've also taught her not to panic, not to freak out. If I miss a turn, I miss a turn. I will catch it on the next round. Not a big deal, but don't yell and scream at me in traffic because I don't want to crash and kill us. So she's started to get much better at being a navigator. Now, the first time we went to Dallas this year, we went to my brother's house and she typed in the address and she learned the hard way that you got to put in the whole address, including the city and the zip code. So it takes you to the right address and the right town because there's many first streets in many different towns, right? So you can wind up. So we've learned that lesson. So she's been doing good. Hello, Professor. Hello, Galactic from Pat. And so she's gotten pretty good at being a good navigator. She's learned to lower her voice, not to get excited, which helps me because when I'm driving, I have a weird habit that's really good when I drive. I look in the mirrors a lot. I spend a lot of my time glancing through mirrors. I want to know where all the cars are around me. And I teach that when I teach people how to drive. I really do. I want to know. So that way, if something disappears or changes or happens, I can anticipate it. If I see a car behind me hauling ass, I need to know this. I need to know things. And so a lot of what happens is beside you and behind you, not in front of you. They changed the name on my YouTube. Can't understand. Well, YouTube's done that to all of us. It's done that to James. It did that to me. As James's name has changed too. It's your name, your Google name that's registered with YouTube. Why YouTube is doing it, I don't know. But Pat, don't feel bad about it. They've done it to all of us. So now I have the @Philippine American couple thing, not Adventures of the Philippine American couple. And I don't know how to change it back, and I don't think you can. But that's okay, right? I mean, it's just crap we got to get used to with YouTube. So that's all it is. Tim, when I used to drive for long distance, I studied the maps to be familiar with the exits. Yes. Well, I study the maps because I like to understand the directions, right? I want to know east, west, south. I want to know the directions. I want to know where things are in relationship to where I'm at. Meaning, if I know I need to go, it's kind of like I told Lorelai a long time ago. We were going to Alabama one time, and somehow she got something in Missouri. So we're in Arkansas. We're supposed to go to Alabama. She typed something into the GPS on the car, and the city or whatever, and it pops up in Branson. Or no, in Missouri. And she hits the button, and we start to, and I didn't notice because I was heading south, right, to Alabama. And the car wasn't happy. And I'm like, well, what's wrong? I mean, I know where Alabama is. Alabama is south of us, not north of us. So I had to pull over, look at the GPS, and say, Lorelai, this is why it's important to know what part of the country you're in and who's above you and below you. Missouri is above us, Alabama is below us, and we're going below us. So we don't want to go north, we need to go south. That's why it's important to know the compass, you know. And she's figured that out. She's gotten her groove on with that. So that's what I like. If I'm going to Dallas, I know I need to go to west. If I wind up going east for a long time, I did something wrong. But yeah, studying the exits are good. But I like to understand the in relationship where things are. If Dallas, if the city is here and I actually need to come outside the city, I want to know if it's on the northwest or the northeast, southwest. You know, I need to know that because if I can get in the general direction, I can find it. That's how I look at it. So, but yeah, I thought about trading Lorelai's car in, you know, because she has a really good Subaru. Very nice, luxury, the best of the best of the Subarus. And it drives fantastically. It's fast, it's steady, it's reliable, but the seat is not a luxury car seat. You know what I mean? I mean, it does all the things, but it's not very soft and luxurious, and it doesn't have massage in it. It has heat in the butt, but not heat in the back. And my back is so bad that I keep thinking, man, if we're going to take a lot of road trips, which we seem to do, I sure would like to have a better seat to sit in for the driving because it's hard on the body, right? It's hard to make those long drives when you get older with a bad back. And so that's why I thought, you know, coming home last night, I'm like, man, I really need to think hard about this. While her car still has very low mileage and it's still worth a lot of money, maybe I could trade her car straight across or just a little bit of money and get something with the same mileage, but in a luxury SUV like a Lincoln, a Nautilus, something like that, or a Cadillac. Not really big on the Cadillacs, or an Audi, or a Lexus or something that has those better seats in it for long-term driving. So that's kind of what I think. I don't know. But I'm not going to do anything. I don't think we have any real big trips planned anytime soon. And as long as we don't, you know, about 2 hours is how long it is before my back starts to go bonkers. Professor in the house. Hey, hey, good morning, Patrick. Good to see you, David and Lorelai. Oh, I feel so bad for you Eagles. What happened to the Eagles? How could they lose to a junior high team? What happened to them Philadelphian boys? They lost to them, the Cowboys. So, I feel your pain, Ronald. But I don't think you have anything to worry about. It's just a fluke. Your Eagles are on its way to the playoffs to win the championship, I think. I think they got a good chance. Yeah, let's see. I'm doing two things at one, Ronald. Pack is just getting seats. Yeah, I am. I just want better effing seats. Yeah, I'm tired of my back hurting and my ass hurting in that chair. So, reg them that to give a Cowgirls a win. They needed one. Let's see. Does to So, Ronald, how are things going? I can't even type tonight, guys. Bid instead of big. I'm tired still. I got jet lag. I haven't even flown on a plane. 21 zip first half and lose, yes. 3-4-1 team. I thought your Eagles, yeah, the Cowboys are, I mean, your Eagles are doing okay though. Just replace the seats for better support. Well, but I don't know if they make a Subaru seat. I mean, they don't make a better Subaru seat. But maybe, Tim, maybe I could buy an aftermarket seat that might work in the car. I don't know. But her car is the best of the Subaru. I mean, it's the top of the line. It has the best leather seats in it that Subaru sells. So Subaru doesn't have a better seat. But then I would probably have to replace both seats. And if we could get something to match. So, but you're right, that might save me some money. All good in the PH land? Nice. But that's my problem. Her car's a great car, but the seating's rough for a long drive for me. Everybody else likes the car. Nobody, except for this old fat guy, is the only one that has problems with the car. You know? Hang on. All good, all good. I see there's more storms coming y'all's way, I guess. So we went to Dallas, if you guys didn't know. Now I'm poor. I need to get a job. Rain is coming. I saw that. That's what I was talking about. Well, I don't know. At this point in age, Tim, I'd be okay being replaced. Hey, Brother Tim, good to see you. How are you? What's going on? So, yes. Yeah. So now I'm poor again. Poorer again. Lorelai was able to buy one of her longtime dreams. So she finally saved up enough money, and we went down to the land of Dallas, ate Jollibee twice, and only Jollibee. I think that's the only thing we had was Jollibee. I had some fruit. I did stop by the store and eat some blackberries and raspberries, but Jollibee. They had a lot of Jollibee, Ronald. A lot of Jollibee. I mean, a lot of. We got a freezer full of Jollibee. Anybody want Jollibee? Tim's asking you, Ronald, if you're going out for Thanksgiving. We're not. We're going to stay indoors. I've ordered the food. I'm going to go pick it up Wednesday afternoon. And we're going to buy it Wednesday afternoon. Well, where did Galactic Gaming go? Where did Rob go? Rob, I was going to ask you a question about something, but I forgot what it was. Hang on. It's the only problem with multitasking. Somebody wants this. Lorelai was bugging our friends about a cake. Lorelai is excited about eating cake for Thanksgiving, apparently. You're getting takeout from the VFW. Where is it at? Yep, not going to the VFW this year. We'll be dining at the Rossi Hotel. That's cool. A lot of times hotels have good food. So yeah, we've ordered dinner. I'll go pick it up. We're having all the traditional stuff, which is funny to me because I'm the only one that doesn't really like the American traditional Thanksgiving. The three Filipinos that will be here, that's what they want to eat. They want the traditional American thing. I would be happy eating Filipino food or anything else. It used to be the Drake, Tim, where we were last year. Oh, they changed the name of it. All right. That's all right. Change the name. And then Lorelai is going to be off Thursday. I think she works Friday, off Saturday. She may work overtime on Sunday. And I think Thursday and Saturday, she's doing the Christmas decorations. We haven't done, you know, because we haven't decorated the house yet, which doesn't bother me any. "544 Restaurant is the new name." Okay. Is that like the #1 buffet? Rose, I have not gone since the new people reopened it. Okay. So why did they close it? Just bad business or did something happen? You know, I wonder what happened, why they closed it. We were, where did we go the other day? We haven't been anywhere good for food in a while. We really haven't. We were going to the North Park Mall Center in Dallas. Has a lot of really high-end restaurants, some really good food, Asian, Mexican, Italian, right? We were going there the weekend, and I thought we were going to go eat there on Saturday, and then we were going to go to Jollibee on Sunday. Well, I was apparently misinformed that none of those restaurants were good enough. Instead, we had to go to Jollibee on Saturday and Sunday. So there you go. That's what we do. Old owners sold out. Okay. No one really knows the rumors they didn't pay the bills or employees and just bail. Well, that happens a lot, I would think. It happens even around here. We have some location here that have done that, so I can relate to that. And sometimes businesses get behind and they can't get caught back up. So maybe something happens and they spend the money that came in, and now they don't have the money to pay payroll or to pay the vendors or to pay their food bill, whatever it may be, and they just keep getting further and further behind and they finally just give up and walk away. And that happens. It does. It does indeed. Waiting to see what my nephew are doing for Thanksgiving. Not sure given going on yet. All right, nice. I made some cornbread today, Pat. I made some cornbread. I'm gonna eat some cornbread for dinner tonight. Just cornbread. They had two owners. Well, they probably didn't get, they probably had a beef with each other, right? And decided, hey, I don't like you no more, and you shouldn't like me no more. Or maybe they were lovers and they got in a fight and all hell broke loose, and you know how it is. And that's all right. But yeah, we haven't been anywhere good to eat in quite a while, and I mean that. I mean, it's pretty sad. When we went to Branson to do some light stuff a couple weeks ago. We were hoping to go to this one place, but by the time we got there, they were closed. So we had to go to a place called Big Whiskey, which is just kind of like an American bar and grill, bar food. It sucked. It sucked. But I was really excited. I looked at all the restaurants in the North Park Mall Center, whatever they call it there in Dallas, Texas. And I went, oh my goodness, that one looks good. They got good food there. Oh, yes, I was all excited. And then Friday night, I told Lorelai, well, we're talking about when we were leaving and all that. And I said, well, then, and she's like, well, what time are we going to eat? And I'm like, well, I don't know, maybe 5 o'clock, when we're at the, whatever time we want. We'll be at the mall. We can just go to one of the And she's like, what do you mean? No, no, what time are we getting to Jollibee? And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Jollibee? I don't know what you're talking about, man. So nevertheless, when we left Saturday morning, all three Filipinos in the car were singing, Jollibee, Jollibee, Jollibee. My life. My life is I'm a saint. My brother's wife this weekend, because we stayed at their house overnight in Dallas, all of us. And I think for the first time, my brother's wife has recognized the simple fact that I'm a saint. That to put up with Lorelai, to drive 5 hours so she can eat stick and Jollibee and go to a mall, that I have to be the greatest husband in the world. Yeah, 2 days in a row. Saturday and then Sunday. Yeah. And what was weird was, I sent some pictures to Dennis and James, but what was weird is when we were in the Jollibee on Saturday, they had the air conditioner down, and I guess the temperature change started to come down from 80, and they thought it was, I don't know what they thought. But that restaurant was so cold, you could sit there and see your breath come out. Check out Chub Dub C's video on the Rosie Hotel. Wow, giving free sample of dinner. So is that hotel then doing a Thanksgiving, like a traditional American Thanksgiving? Or is it just a nice big, or a restaurant style where you just buy what you want? What are they doing there? So I'm not excited about Thanksgiving food. Ozzy's in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Yep. All right. Nice. Tim says he's checked out that video. Everybody said hello to Ozzy. Ozzy said hello to everybody. I survived the weekend, Ozzy. I am back in my chair. I did survive. My back hurts like a effer because of the driving, but I am back. I did survive. I'm poor now. My wallet is completely empty. My children will no longer have a college fund, even though I don't have children. If I had children, they wouldn't have a college fund. So we are poor. I miss all the Ryan's Buffet and other buffet restaurants. Yeah, we have a couple Ryan. We have what? What do we have? Golden Corral. We have Golden Corral restaurants here. That's just like Ryan's was. Pat saying hello, Ozzy, attaboy. Yes, I am, man. I'm lucky to be alive. I'm telling you. I am lucky to be alive. I am. And I am a saint, by the way. I'll take credit for myself. Hello, everybody from Ozzy. So, yeah, man, a lot of driving. We almost got hit 4 or 5 times. I had a semi almost run me over. She is a female driver. I don't know, illegal or not, but we were down the interstate. And since I watch my mirrors so much, I caught a glimpse of this. I'm here, and the semi's here, man. And she came into my lane, and I'm starting to move over the rumble stumps. I'm over, and I'm blowing the damn horn, and I'm speeding up to get away from her. Lady didn't see me a freaking bit until the last second. Then she jerked her wheel back in her own lane. The ones in the car looked at her and said, oh, she was on her phone. I'm lucky to be alive. Hello, Ozzy from Tim. That's a pretty fancy word there, Ronald. Hiya. Did I miss somebody coming in? I miss that. Oh, I did miss somebody. Sorry, Ronald. Thank you for saying that. Hello there. Let's call you 36. Hello, 36. How are you? I can't pronounce the rest of it, but thank you for coming in and thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for acknowledging that, Ronald. I appreciate that. Somebody has to keep me going, keep me on track, keep me where I know I'm going. And then almost got rear-ended by somebody on the interstate that got rear-ended by somebody else that got rear-ended by somebody else, and then went off into the medium, and avoided that disaster. Man, I'm lucky to be alive. Not only because I survived the freaking mall. You guys saw the video. That mall was packed. Now, I will tell you this. Now, hopefully my wife's not listening. But that mall was full of beautiful women. If you guys like beautiful women, that mall was pretty impressive. I mean, of all races. So, Asians, Hispanics, everybody was at that mall. And there was a lot of very pretty people, unlike me. Oh, the fire in the car? You hear Lorelai's potty mouth, right? Or one of the potty mouths, supposed to get ready for the gym. Suppose I got to get ready. Yes, you got to get ready. Bring an umbrella. Oh, man. I blew my back out last. Ooh, sorry to hear that, man. Well, we don't know what was the deal with the fire. I mean, we're just driving down the interstate, and Lorelai's, they're all bugging me about, hey, we should go back to Jollibee. Yay. I saw smoke, black billowing smoke, and I told him in the car, look, there's a fire up here. It's either a building, but with that black smoke, this is before Lorelai started recording. I told her, I said, I think there's a car on fire. It's too black of smoke. Buildings don't usually burn black. They burn gray. And it's black. And I'm like, there's probably a car fire up here somewhere. And so Lorelai gets the camera out. And you saw the rest. But I wasn't going to, she wanted me to pull over and go look at it. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. We're booking it back to Arkansas. We're not pulling over just to go look at a car burning. We can do that later. I blew my back out. Pat says, ouchers. Ronald says, ouch. That's right. I'm going to get caught up here. So yeah, that was but you heard Lorelai's potty mouth, man. Yeah. It was an old Dodge pickup, I know that much. I told Lorelai my theory was he was probably having mechanical issues, and he drove into that parking lot there. The business had signs on it. I think they were like for lease. I don't think anybody leased it. I think he probably pulled up there thinking he's going to work on his car, and the next thing he knows, the thing catches fire. And then the rest is history. But it was probably a 20 to 25-year-old Dodge pickup truck. But other than that, I mean, the mall was a beautiful mall. I only did about a half hour live there because it was so crowded. But if you ever get a chance to go to that mall in Dallas, I recommend it. It's a lot of beautiful places. I mean, it's really nice for a mall. No, but I did see the Baconator's comment. Yeah, see? Yeah. He had to straighten Lorelai out, He had to say, look, young girl, this is a family show. You need to watch it, You need to watch it, young lady. She thought that was funny. She did. She didn't realize she said it until after Dennis pointed it out. Then she went back and watched the video a whole bunch of times and goes, oh my goodness, well, so, but, what are you going to do? It was all right trip, I guess. And I don't know. She wants to go back and do more shopping in the spring, but I don't want to do that. I got to figure out something else because that's a lot of driving. Or I need to get a new car. I need to get a car with a better driver's seat, one that's more comfortable, one that has massage in it. I need one that massages my back as I drive. And my neck would be really nice. If you can massage my neck while I drive, that would be even nicer. So, would be nice. I didn't buy myself anything. I got zero. I did go into a couple fancy watch stores, but since Lorelai blew all of our money for our children's future, There's no way I could buy anything. Rolls Royce, maybe. I've been trying to get people to give me $5 million to buy a house. I can't do that. So I don't know if I could get anybody to give me any money to buy a Rolls Royce, is the problem. Somebody would have to give me the money, and nobody gives me money. So, thinking of money, by the way, let me give a big thanks to everybody who's been donating to the Rice for Life Fund on our PayPal account. We got a couple other donations in the last couple of days, so thank those. They didn't want me to say their names, so I won't say their names. But Jimmy gave some a while back and some others, but some people gave this weekend while we were gone. So thinking of money, our little rice fund, so we can buy rice for the new year for needy families in the Philippines, where is doing okay. We're catching there. So we're getting geared up to take care of that. Talk to your peeps and see what you can do about a new car, right? Not rice. I mean, if we have to choose, it's the Rolls Royce, not the rice. That's just selfish of me, isn't it? How dare I have a better car than people needing food to eat? Man, like this boy is selfish, putting his wants and his needs above people needing rice to eat. I'll take her. Yes, I know, Tim. Yeah. We got you squared away, and just whenever. We're going to keep collecting money up until Christmas. So is when we're going to do it. So it's no great big hurry to do it, but we're going to do it up until Christmas. But they're getting organized is what's going on, which is good. Lorelai's getting the troops in the Philippines organized. And the good thing with the typhoon and the mud, and the flooding, these people that we help truly are struggling right now. Because a lot of them weren't, we have a couple that were in the thick of it, so to speak. But most of them were just on the periphery where they got a bunch of damage and issues, but they didn't get as bad as others. So their aid is not as great. And the other thing that's going on we hear in the Philippines from these people is everybody's stealing the aid, lying about getting aid and going back and getting more aid. And then there's no aid for the other people that need it. So apparently in Cebu, there's a lot of scamming going on with the relief funds to help the victims of the typhoons and the flooding. So that's kind of sad to hear. Doesn't surprise me, but it's just kind of sad to hear. Doesn't surprise me. But yes, that's why ours goes direct. And that's why I tell other people, don't give to the Philippine Red Cross. Don't give to these government agencies. If you know somebody in the Philippines that needs it, give it to them directly so that you can see that money go further. Because I promise you, if you give it to an agency or a broker to dish out the money, then they're all going to take a cut of the pie. They just are. It all is that way. The only difference is us, we have a system set up and we put a lot of our own money into it. But any of the agencies, the money doesn't trickle down. And that's in America too, trust me. American Red Cross, you donate $100 to the American Red Cross, and I think only 30% of it actually makes it down to people in need. So 70% goes to pay the wages of the people. So just keep that in mind. If you want to help somebody, not through us, do it individually, not to a big group. And I hate to say this, but I wouldn't trust churches either. We're not into trusting a church leader anywhere with money to do the right thing. We're just not. Sugar Ray is in the house, and it happens to all third world countries with major corruption. Well, and I'll tell you, America is a first world country, and it happens here. So it's just more devastating in third world countries. So, but it happens here. It just does. But it's sad that everybody has to have a cut of the pie. Nobody, and we're very familiar with the concept that nobody does anything for free. Nobody is going to do anything for free. All right, I only donate to Hillside College. That's good. You know, I taught college for 25 years. I donated a lot. I donated a lot of money to my college while I worked there, or to the students. I refused to donate it to the college. So when I taught and worked there, I gave money to scholarship funds that went directly to students that the college by law, because I know how crappy my college administrators were, that by law, the administrators could not use for anything at all. So we all knew this and gave money to those funds. Because a lot of the donations you make to colleges don't go to the students. It goes to the administration and their pet projects. So just keep that in mind. But you can donate money to funds that legally can only be used, and that's what I did. And being in the field I was in, I actually raised on an average, I think it was $11,000 a year for scholarships in my division. I was the only non-scholarship I wasn't the only, I was the only unpaid scholarship fundraiser. But through my OSHA connections and my conferences, I had a lot of vendors that wanted to come, and I was smart enough to say, great, but you're going to donate. You don't pay to come here, but I want you to make a donation to the scholarship fund, this scholarship fund. So in order to come onto the campus in my events and to try to sell all their safety products to all of these companies like Tyson's and Walmart, JB Hunt, and construction companies, they had to make a donation to the scholarship fund, which allowed them to get a tax credit. They just raised a bunch of the flooding project of fish. Good, Ronald, that's great to hear. You know, I do like, and I talked about it, you know, the flood wasn't Mother Nature's fault. Now, Mother Nature plays a role in it, but all the clear cutting, the land stripping, is a big factor. And I did see people talking about that in the Philippines. Look, we're cutting away the hillsides. That's why everything's flooding. So we got to figure this out and do better. So that's the only plus side. Maybe, at least maybe for a couple of months, people will talk about, hey, we need to do a better job taking care of the environment. Because you can't just rob the land bare and then not expect damages. But yeah, there's definitely corruption. And what I found, or what I was listening to the other day, was there's apparently some illegal mining that have contributed to this, where people were getting kickbacks and so forth to look the other way so people could do illegal things. But you're right, Sugar, it happens in every third world country, and sadly it happens in America. You know, I think of the Haiti fund that happened when Haiti had their big thing, and Bill Clinton group raised all of that money, but they can't find the money, you know? Nobody knows where the money went. Come on. How can you raise like $800 million and not have a clue where it went? And have Haiti still in the same place it was? So I agree. Now, does anybody care about Miss Universe? I guess Philippines got number 4, right? Did Miss Philippine win number 4? 4 billion, is that what it was? Okay, I knew it was crazy money. And how do you think all of these people got rich? I'm still hung up on that concept. How can you go into public service making, and let's say you got a net worth of $1 million, and within 10 years you're worth $100 million. How can that happen? It can't. I can't even go into prostitution and in 10 years make $100 million. And look at me. But that's so wrong. Hopefully somebody down the road says, look, something has to be done a little differently, because I don't know, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. You know, and then the misappropriation, where's all of this money? Well, everybody got a cut of the pie. Everybody had to get a cut. And so the people get $1 in the end of it. It's just not right. And it's just not a Philippine thing, it's an American thing and a Canadian thing, Dennis, if you're listening. Because I know Dennis keeps sending, the Baconator, keeps sending me articles about how Canada is ranked #1 in the world, about the most desired country. I think he sent me one the other day. And I'm like, I bet you the 10 people that did that were all from Canada. So it's probably a poll that had 10 people in it. They were all probably drunk, and they were probably all from Canada. And they all voted and said, yes, Canada should be the most desired country in the world, Dennis. So, corruption everywhere. But what are we going to do but do what we can do? That's why I encourage her, even here locally. We help people, but I refuse to give to churches, to the Red Cross. I don't do those things. I would rather see a need, help solve a need. Oh yeah, we don't get a cut, Ozzy. None of us on YouTube, none of us in this group, we never get a cut. We're not part of the club. We don't get any of it. We're the ones paying for it, but we don't get a slice of the pie. Ronald doesn't get one. Tim doesn't get one. I don't get one. None of us gets one. You don't get one. It's freaking horrible, man. It's horrible. And all I want is a small $5 million cut of the pie. Just $5 million will last me forever. I'm good if you just give me a $5 million cut. I'm not asking for too much, I don't think. But yeah, it's sad. And I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it not that it's wrong or right, but in the Philippines, the interesting thing is a little bit of money can do a lot of good, right? But the Philippine people are so tough and resilient that they will forge on no matter what. So the fact that the money doesn't funnel down to them is a real shame, and they really need it. But if it doesn't, they will figure it out anyway. That's what I think. But what's sad is, I know they were giving out money the other day, I guess. Somebody messaged us that they didn't get the donation. That since they lived in this address, I guess it was deemed by the local barangay that those group of people don't get any of the funds. I know. Oh, I got a good joke, a funny thing. I know, it only floods when it rains. So, all right, I want to tell you something kind of funny. We went to Dallas this weekend. We stayed at my brother's house, and which was fine. It's a nice house. They're rich, I'm poor, but hey, what are you gonna do? And our friends Michelle and Jovan. Michelle's the neonatal nurse who's having a baby. Jovan's the one that we've known forever for the last 11 years. So they're really good friends, right? But when we went to Dallas, and they went with us, of course, because they had to eat Jollibee. And then, so my brother and his wife, first time ever meeting them, they really like them. They're talking and having a good time. And it came up the subject of, because it was my birthday this weekend. So nobody got me anything. Nobody did anything for me. So, my wife bought me socks. But that's okay. It didn't hurt my feelings. I'm not bitter, not angry about it, but that's all right. But Jovan and Michelle, this young couple, they're the same age. Here's I thought it was funny. You guys would probably think it's stupid. But my brother they were just like, they talked a lot about the baby and when it's going to be born. And Jovan and Michelle said, well, their birth, and they were asking about the birthday months and all that bullshit. I don't know. But somehow, they said, yeah, we were born on the same day. And my brother and his wife was like, what? What do you mean? Wow, that's really cool. And I told them, I said, yeah, what you don't understand is this. They were born on the same day, like November the 2nd, on the same year, in the same country, the Philippines. Their mothers' names are the same name. Both mamas have the same name. And my brother and sister's like, oh my God, that is really weird. And I said, yeah, but here's what's even weirder. They got married on the same day. My brother looked at me like, you're a fuck nut. I really wear socks only when I have a doctor's appointment. Well, I don't like wearing socks either. I thought that was funny. Come on. And they got married on the same day. They're a married couple. Of course they got married on the same day. His wife gave me an evil eye like, are you retarded or something, boy? I only wear socks, with, what do they call that in your feet where you have bad nerves, neuropathy or something like that? So, and I have bad, pain in my feet. So and I can't feel things except for the pain, right? And if my feet get really, and my heart doesn't pump that well, so there are times that my toes kind of look weird, discolored, I guess. And but I only wear socks during the winter to keeping my toes from freezing and falling off and me not knowing it. Because there's times my feet are so bad, if I stub my toe, I don't know it until I look down and see blood everywhere. I'm like, shit, not again. So I wear socks. That way, if I stub my toe, it catches the blood. Ken says, I am sorry I was late. I was over watching David's premiere. Very cool premiere. Thank you, Ken, for watching that. It'll be up for all the others to go back and watch it. I'm glad you got to watch it. Thank you for doing that. But my feet get really cold during the winter. So I wear socks only during the winter. That's all right. Oh, yeah, Ozzy, I got a premiere of a Christmas light video. It's on the YouTube channel. You just watch it at your leisure. Pat saying hello. It was when we went to Top of the Rock in Branson, Missouri. It's called the Big Cedar Lodge. Nature at Night is what it's called. And I don't know what I'm doing, which is not unusual for me not to know what I'm doing. So I was telling them on the premiere that it costs $50 a head, and what you do is you basically get 4 people in a golf cart. And then but it's outside of Branson, Missouri. They got a lot of nature there, waterfalls, big campgrounds, all kinds of really cool things, a lake, a river. It's really cool. It's part of the Johnny Morris. If you don't know who Johnny Morris is, he's the guy that founded Bass Pro Shops. This is one of his resorts. And they spend no expense at putting these resorts on. I mean, they are badass nature resorts, top of the line. Now, they're a little pricey, but they are the top of the line nature. I'm telling you, educational, geographically, environmentally, very environmental friendly, very cool what they do. They're the ones that have all the Cabela's and Bass Pro Shops. They have aquariums, all kinds of things. $50 a piece just for the light tour. Yes, $50 per person, and there's 4 of us, and we just used one golf cart. And it was like a probably 45 to 50 minute cart ride. You could do it in an hour. So Lorelei gave me a link, and I will check it out. Nice. So it's Branson has cheaper hotels. It's literally 10 minutes, 15 minutes away from downtown Branson. Really cool place. It really is. So $50 a head. I didn't squawk at it. And when we were done with it, I think I would have paid $100 and been okay with it because I think it was that good. And they do it every year. So this is going to be a new thing every year. And it's not crammed packed. That's the one thing. We bought our tickets online and already had them reserved. So we didn't have to wait in line. We just went up and did our thing and got on and boom. So we didn't already have to buy tickets. Yeah, you got to start a GoFundMe fundraiser for me, right? Because I need it. You missed out. We went Dallas shopping this weekend. My wife spent so much money. My children have no college fund. It's just a damn good thing I don't have any children, or they wouldn't have, because their college fund is depleted. I need a GoFundMe account just to, pay for the Jollibee bill. I need a GoFundMe account just to pay for the Jollibee we ate, or they ate. Let me say. All right, because I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you what happened. You guys ready? See, I've got it all dramatic now. Because I'm going to tell you what happened. In the land of Jollibee, in the land of the pussy-ass Cowboys who can't win a football game. Technically, that's Arlington, and we were in Plano, but it's close enough. They ate Palabok. They ate Jollibee spicy chicken, Jollibee non-spicy chicken. They ate rice. And you know what I had? I had one piece of chicken and some mashed potatoes and gravy. Day number 2, we had to go back. And you know what I had? While they were eating Palabok, something else. They had a new dish. Oh, they have some adobo rice. At Jollibee in Texas, they have adobo rice. More chicken, more biscotti. They had a lot of that. I had a Joy Burger. Or in America, it's called a Yum Burger. But I think it's the American version of the Joy Burger. That's what I had. So they ate $4,000 worth of food, and I had about $5 worth. So that's what we did in the land of Jollibee. They took pictures of their famous Jollibee. I will tell you that Jollibee in Texas is one busy, busy restaurant. I don't know how much chicken they go through in a day, but I guarantee you, because what they did was, because we looked up Jollibee franchises in America, and we don't have that kind of capital to do a Jollibee franchise. But I looked them up, and I figured out why they put one in Plano, Texas. Plano, Texas is where there's like a bunch of medical campuses. So the Jollibee is within about 4 miles and less of a bunch of different medical facilities, like Baylor Hospital, some other Texas A&M has something there, a lot of this medical complex. Apparently there's a lot of Filipino nurses that are in that region of the country. So they were smart enough to put a Jollibee there. Now they should put a Seafood City there, but they did make a Jollibee. But now I need a GoFundMe account because of everything Lorelai spent. That's all I can say. I'm going to play with my lights. I think, how's that one tonight? You like that one better? So that's the Jollibee story. You'll need a GoFundMe account. Because Jollibee's not cheap in America. I mean, what was it? $25, $26 for a 12-piece bucket, right? I think it's $26 for a 12-piece bucket of chicken. Mango pie, ubi pie, I think they are $2.59 each. That's the only thing I really like at Jollibee. I like the ubi pie. I like the mango pie. That's what I like. We did bring some back. I think, like I told him earlier, we probably spent $10,000 at Jollibee just on chicken and ubi. No. We probably spent $75 on food for us. We brought back some for others. Our friends spent a whole lot more than that because they brought a whole bunch more back to freeze. And then they had to bring some back for other people. I'm like, man, what I need to do is get organized have a big cooler, a thermos, warming cooler, put it in the back of the car, drive to Dallas, buy all the chicken I can get my grubby little hands on, all the pies, drive them back to Arkansas, have it already pre-set up where everybody meets me at the Great Walmart parking lot. The Filipinos come and line up, and we sell them pieces of chicken for like $6 each piece. Ubi pie, $12.95. We could get us a beach house before you know it. We could do that. But what do I know? What do I know? We did a video many years ago when I took Lorelei down to Houston, Texas to get her dual citizenship. And we went to Jollibee in Houston. There's a couple of them in Houston. And I did a comparison back then. This has been a while, a long while. I did a comparison of the price comparison. And I don't remember the exact numbers, so don't quote me. But if I remember right, we bought $17 worth of Jollibee. $17 worth of Jollibee. And I did the conversion to what it would have cost me in the Philippines. In the Philippines, all of that Jollibee, I want to say it was $4.89 is what it would have cost me in the Philippines if we were in the Philippines. So, but it's way, but back then it was quite a bit cheaper. Like I said, one bucket of chicken is $25. So, and now they got Korean fried chicken, Chicken Joy fried chicken. Yeah, maybe it's a 10-piece. Oh, it's a 10-piece bucket. Not even 12 pieces. Oh my God. Now I'm really depressed. No. So we didn't even get that much. I'm really depressed now, guys. I thought at least we'd get, something good. And I don't have the receipt in front of me, but I know it was like $25.99 or something on that. Let me go in here. Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Plano. And I do think they're putting some more in. It probably won't give me the prices. I'm trying to pull it up on the menu on their website. It probably won't tell me how much it really is. They want to, all right. It's $23.99 for 10 pieces of Chicken Joy, where we got ours at. Can you imagine that? And then, let's see, Palawuk, I don't know, is a single order of that is $9, $8.49. Man, 2,000 calories in that. So that's kind of crazy. Oh, where's the pies? Here's the pies. Because I only care about the pies. Mango peach pie. Yeah, they're $2.99 now. When we were there earlier in the year, they were $2.59. But earlier in the year when we were there was a guy giving out coupons for free ones, and I got chatting with him, and he gave me like 10 coupons. He's like, here, take this and give it back to me. And I'm like, all right. So he gave me this coupon, and I gave it back to him, and he brought me a pie. He came back to the table a few minutes later and said, here, give this back to me, and I'll get you a pie. So I'm like, okay. We did that for about 10 minutes, and I had like 10 or 12 pies all stacked up, to go for free. So if you're going to go to Jollibee, you need a GoFundMe account. They do have a lot of fancy drinks at the Jollibee. I don't know if they have these in Texas. I mean, in the Philippines, the fancy drinks. they got a lot of weird, fancy drinks that are more Americanese, I think. So, but Pat, yeah, that was good. A lot of free pies. I mean, you can't go wrong with free pies. I mean, nobody's going to go, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Free pie is good. But that's what I like. I really like the ubi, but I'm not a gigantic fan of the ubi. I am going to make, thinking of that, I have a recipe that I created in my brain where I'm going to be making a paste, I can't even talk, a puff pastry that has ubi and cream cheese blend together into a stuffed puff pastry. Yeah, you like the lights? Yeah, they're fun. You know, what I try to do with the lights, what I got them was, since I wear a lot of different colored shirts and hats, I thought, well, if I got a green shirt on, I could kind of do the green. If I'm wearing kind of a reddish Hawaiian shirt, I could do that. Here's kind of a, purple, pink, you know. I wear a lot of blue. There's a dark blue. I don't know which blue looks better. This is blue or this blue. Which blue should we do tonight? This one? So give me a thumbs up or give me a 1 if you like this blue better than that blue. 1 or nothing. That doesn't make any sense. 1, 2. 1, 2. Ken, connected to you, Tim. Thank you for doing that. I feel like I'm the eye doctor. Yes. Well, here's some of the other cool things it does is, look, whoops, I had it upside down. You can do just white, like that, if you like. You can dim them, like that, which is not bad. If you're doing a video like this or making a video, it's not bad. You can brighten them up. You got different modes, and you can do the brightness with those. More of a fancier one. Pat says, hello to Doggy Dog. How are you, Doggy? Good to see you. What are you up to these days? Or you can do this one, a little different vibe. Oh, you can go quicker. If we want to send people into shock, you can do that. Go back to the color that you did before. Jose's in the house. Good to see you. Yo, Pat. Well, how's your weather doing, man? I know it's probably warmer than mine. You can also do it to music. Hey, you out there. Why are you doing things I said to do? Now that's cool, right? I know, I'm like a 12-year-old. Take everybody time for the gym. I'm just taking it easy, man. All right. Easy's the way it goes. Tim, we appreciate you, my friend. If I don't talk to you before Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving, by the way. Happy birthday. Everybody say happy birthday to Tim as he exits to go to the gym and flex his muscles. It was Tim's birthday. Sing it, David. Yeah, you don't want me singing. On this channel, you got to pay me not to sing. How's that? That's more the way it is. Have a good time at the gym. Tim! Happy birthday, Tim. Yeah, my wife said we were going to Dallas because it was my birthday this weekend. I told her, that's not why we're going to Dallas. Don't lie. Don't pretend we're going to Dallas to celebrate my birthday. I have nothing to do with this trip to Dallas. It has nothing to do with me except for the mere fact I'm the one driving the car. So don't be trying to flip the script. Doggy says HBD. Not for sure what that means. Happy birthday, Tim. Ah, okay, happy birthday. Now I get it. I'm smart. Professor says, happy birthday to Tim. Tim turned 21 again. Was in Dallas? Yeah, we were in Dallas. We went to the North Park Center Mall. James, how did Lorelai like Dallas traffic? Well, she's kind of used to the Dallas traffic because we've been there so much. We've traveled so much. She doesn't drive in it. I do that. But she wouldn't drive. She doesn't want to drive in it. No. She's too worried about the semi trucks and how they rock your car when they drive by you. So a lot of that scares her. I am the professional chauffeur that gets no pay. That's the sad thing. I get no pay. Man, my life is pathetic. Happy birthday, Jose says, thank you. We all had birthdays this week. My friend Soul Linder, who's not here right now, his birthday was the same day as mine. So Tim's was a day late. So happy birthday. I'm lazy. I get it, man. You just got to remember I'm slow. I'm slow on the upkeep. So, but that's all right. I can be slow. I'll make you guys put up with the flashing lights while I talk. See if they still work, Yeah, so James, she doesn't like to drive. She just does the navigation. And that's partly why I get such of a sore back, because I do all the driving. Let's do that. I'm buffering. I can't be buffering. I don't have a buffer. I tell people, Ozzy, all the time, I can't buffer because I don't have a buffer. James, you should have been in Dallas with this. You would have had fun. I was telling them earlier, that mall that we went to, the North Park Center, was filled with all kinds of beautiful women. I mean, it was loaded, Loaded to bear. A lot of people there. A lot of stores, a lot of good restaurants that I was looking forward to eating at least one of them. But no, we ate at Jollibee instead. Sometimes life is just disappointing. And there's not a lot we can do about it. Not that there's anything wrong with Jollibee. I guess Jollibee has a group of sexy girls now. Did you know this? Let me see if I can find this. I sent it to Dennis. Let me see. What do they call? Cat something. Oh, here they are. Beefy sauce. So apparently Jollibee has their own. You guys want to see the picture? They're called Cat's Eye. You want to see a picture of all the women? So they have a new marketing campaign to horny old white guys. You want to see it? Somebody want to see it? If you want to see it, you got to let me know. Otherwise, I'm not going to show it. But there's a new ad campaign with Jollibee. And apparently one of the girls is Filipina. Another one's Korean, somewhere else. And I don't know. They're not all Filipinas. So one looks very American. Maybe they had to put a token American in there. So one looks like she's from America. One looks like from India. One looks like from Mexico. I want to see what you're talking about. All right, see, somebody had to say, hey, show me what you're talking about. Put up or shut up. All right. Be saucy. Let me get a little closer. I think this one is the Filipina or this one. I don't know. It's either this one or this one. I think she's the Korean girl. That's the one I think is from Mexico. That's the one I think from America. That one looks like she's from India. Be Saucy. The Jollibee Cat's Eye. I told Dennis, I sent him a picture of this over the weekend and said, look, I found your next 6 wives. There you go. That's their new ad campaign. There we go. It's called Cat's Eye. Let me Google the Cat's Eye crew and see who they are. What's it called again? Hey, maybe it's the marketing campaign for Jollibee for the country they are in. It could be. Oh, wait, we're going to look. Oh, we got more. We got more to the story. I hit the old Google key and found out more. It says Beautiful Chaos Tour. Tickets are given, ticket giveaway. Join Jollibee Rewards for a chance to win 2 tickets to the Cat's Eye Beautiful Chaos Tour in 2025 is over. I don't know where the hell they've been. So you must be a Jollibee Reward person. Oh, it's already over. The concert's over. It was on November the 10th. But let's see if we can figure out who they are. Oh, they got some new merchandise to sell. They got some shirts, but it's actually kind of a cool shirt. They got a cool logo. Let me see if I can figure out who they are. Oh, well. It says Cat's Eye is a girls group formed through the reality competition series called Dream Academy and is known for their unique fashion and pop music. Wow. They debuted in June of 24 with a single called Debut, or whatever. Have since released several songs, including Gnarly, which gained attention and recognition somewhere. Jollibee has collaborated with this group, producing a special menu featuring Cat's Eye inspired meals, limited edition collection crap. But who are they? Let's see if we can find who they are. They're based out of California, Los Angeles. 6 members. They're from the Philippines, South Korea, Switzerland, and the United States. Switzerland, I didn't see that one coming. Let's see if we can figure out who they are. I can't tell who's who. You know, when these girls wear all this weird different makeup, it's hard to figure out who is who. Oh, the Korean girl is the Filipino. I think I know which one is the Korean girl. You guys want to see the Filipino girl? I'll show you. This is the Filipino girl. Now let's see if we can identify her on the Cat's Eye group. So that's her. Everybody watching, looking? Let me get back here. That's not a good picture though. Do they have any other pictures? Hang on, let me find a better picture. because it's hard to see. Because I hate to be this way, but all women look alike to me. I don't care what country they're from, what skin they are, they all look alike. You know, they look like wallet emptying things. But they do see. But anyway, anywho, that's the Jollibee News Singing Group. I guess that happened. There is no official Jollibee restaurant in Switzerland, but there are unofficial home delivery services in areas like Zurich and Basel that sources food from nearby countries. Wow, I didn't know that, James. Well, that's kind of cool, right? I didn't know that. So apparently, from what I was listening to, in the car yesterday when the girls were talking about this, when the Filipinos were talking about this, it's kind of like a K-pop group, you know, where they did a big audition and kind of like New Kids on the Block, where they found 5 guys that they thought could sing, and they made a group out of them. I guess that's what this is. They looked for pretty girls that could sing halfway decent and put them all together and made a band. I guess it's kind of what they do in Korea. I don't know. But this one's based out of California. I don't know how many countries have a Jollibee, but I know they're becoming more worldwide. I know that. And I know there's plans for more of them in the United States, James. So I know that. So it's party time with the Jollibee. So we had Jollibee, whether we wanted it or not. Now, I don't mind Jollibee, to be honest. I like picking on it, but I don't mind it. But I want to say that I think Chow King is better than Jollibee. Ken says, anyone looking for older men for a video? Asking for myself. I'm confused. All right, Ken, because you know I'm slow, because I'm old, and I got squishy brain from my coma. Ken, are you asking, is there anybody out there looking for older men to date that's a Filipina? Or are you asking, is there anybody out there looking for older men to make a video with? Because I don't know what kind of video you're talking about. You know, I like young girls. We both slow. There's a lot of girls out there looking for, here's what I'm going to say, and I'm a little frustrated. And I know James and Pat and everybody else can feel my frustration with this. We've had a lot of, in the last couple of years, I've been very disappointed with a lot of the fame, a lot of the Filipinas. They say, I want a man, find me an American. We find them American, and then they reject them. Say, no, that's not good enough for me. I need somebody better. Well, then go find one yourself, you asswipe. You know, quit bugging us. And then, so we turn you on to a guy because you're saying, oh, I would like to meet somebody. Well, here's somebody that I recommend, that I know, that's a good person, that I believe in, that I know wouldn't screw you over, you know, that has the means to probably go visit you and to follow through with the relationship. But for some damn reason, they're not good enough for me because I'm Filipina and I'm so damn sexy. Every man in the world wants me. They just worship at my feet. You know, bullshit. I'll tell you a funny story for some of you guys that haven't heard this. My wife's sister is a school teacher. Now, she's an ugly Filipina, and she's mean and nasty, but she's a school teacher here in America. She came over with a whole group of Filipinas to teach. Now, and she's married with like 2,000 kids. So don't ask if she's single. But it was funny when when her and the other teachers from the Philippines came to America. This group went to Chicago. They were shocked as they walked around Chicago that men weren't hitting on them. They truly thought that every man in America wants to snip their panties. They were shocked that men wasn't going, oh my God, thank God you guys have arrived. You have saved us. Thank God you're here. They were shocked that nobody gave a shit about them. So I'm going to say this to all of you Filipinas. You need to get off your high horses if you want to find an American or an expat. If you want to go to Australia and live, if you want to go to Canada, Germany, anywhere, look, what's between your legs ain't that great. Settle down. If you're interested in meeting somebody, meet them and get to know them before you go, oh, I don't want you, even though I've been asking for people to find me somebody. Quit it, because now we're not going to find you anybody. Because the more you idiots reject men just because you think, oh no, he doesn't have a big enough house, or maybe he's a little older, or, I don't know, he's 1 inch shorter than you thought he was going to be. Stop it. Stop asking. Stop. You're not that great. Doggy says that's a good one. It is a good one, right? So I'm a little frustrated. With these girls. I don't understand them. I think they're just full of shit. I think they need to get off of their vagina horses. So they're just not that important. So, but if we run across anybody, we do run across women. Now, I will say, if you're interested in a Filipina, this is a great way to meet one, is through YouTube channels. And we get a lot of them come on our channel surfing for 1, subscribers, and 2, a boyfriend. So that happens a lot. It does. You hear me on that one? Yeah, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I am still, oh yeah, I remember your story, Ken. Yeah. But the good thing, Ken, is I believe everything happens for a reason. And I think you're probably going to be better off. And I believe that. Because as I've always said, you're better off alone than with somebody that's miserable, that is miserable, or that makes you miserable. There is a whole lot worse in life than just being by yourself. So you're down the right track. You just keep doing you, being you. And I know it's convenient to have a wife and a girlfriend, and it can be a lot of fun. I will say, I have no problems with my wife, and I really enjoy her, and I'm good being married to her. But I will honestly tell you that if Lorelai passed away, I would never get remarried. Never. To anybody. I may live with somebody or something, but I would never get remarried. And I'll tell you why. The reason why is because, one, Lorelai's my only wife. We got married about 11 years ago. So I stayed single intentionally for many, many years. And then I got married to Lorelai, which is all fine. But the work that we have to put into being married to somebody is too much. It's too much work. So you got to work really hard at it. You got to work really hard, which is what you sign up for, and I'm okay with, but I don't want to go through this process again. I can't see me ever wanting to go through this process, all of these years of Lorelai and I figuring things out, how to work together, how to be together, again. I would rather just stay home and go fishing. I would rather just go fishing and hang out versus integrating 2 lives financially, emotionally, all of that together. I would rather not do that, and maybe that's a little selfish on my part, but I don't want to go through the drama, the hassle, the headache. And I recognize that there's a lot of good along that journey, but I think it balances out for the most part. And I gotta admit, I like being my own boss. I like, I like it when I don't have to, because it took me a few years to learn to tell Lorelai what I was doing because I was so ingrained and just doing what I do. Well, I got to run to Walmart. I just get up and go to Walmart in the early days, right? No, well, where are you going? I said, oh, I got to go to Walmart. You want to go? Well, what do you mean? What do we get? So you got to stop and think about what's going on around you. Marriage is a much bigger world than just you. When it's just you just worry about you. If you want to go to Walmart and buy potato chips because you don't have any damn potato chips that you're not supposed to be eating anyway because you're too fat and your diabetes is bad and your sugar's high and your sodium is bad, well, you can go to Walmart and buy your damn potato chips. So, but I'm very happy that I married Lorelai. I got lucky in a lot of ways, especially because she tells me I got lucky every day. She reminds me how lucky I am every day. But the honest thing is, I don't know at my age if I would go through it again. I just don't know if I would. Not that marriage is bad or a bad thing. I don't know. I was never really big on the concept of marriage before I met Lorelai. I never thought, hey, you got to be married. Marriage is the goal. So being a married person was never my goal in life because I like dating girls, having a good time in life. But all of that changed when I met Lorelai, which is fine. But, if something happened, I would go back to that type of life, never thinking about being married again. Right, Pat? So, well, and I know a lot of people say, well, who will take care of you in your old age? And I said, well, me, That's one thing my wife asked me, well, who's going to take care of you? Me. I'll just work around my problems. Right, Pat? Priceless. That's right. So that's what I think. I think marriage is a fun thing. I enjoy being married. I really do, believe it or not. I enjoy being around Lorelai. But the integration process, having to just reintegrate everything, I don't know, man. I think we don't have kids, and I don't know if I would do it again. I'm just like, and I definitely wouldn't marry somebody who's like 20-something. You got to be effing crazy. When I was 35, I dated a 21-year-old girl. Freaking never again in my life. That is so damn immature and stupid. I don't care. My wife is sending me a message. See, I'm live streaming, and my wife just sent me a message telling me to do something. Yeah. But, oh, there's no way. So I would never, ever, I may date somebody closer to my age, but for these guys who are 60 that want to go find a 21, why would you do that? That's the stupidest thing in the world. What age? So you're looking for 50 or above. Now, you'll find, to be honest, Ken, there's a lot of them in America. There's a lot of 50-year-old Filipinos that their husbands have died off because they married them with a 20 or 30-year age gap. And so they've gone down, they've died or got a divorce. So there's a lot of them out here in America, believe it or not. So there's a lot of Filipinas that are now divorced or widowed. And we know a few, but one of them I wouldn't recommend to anybody. Yeah, those young 21s. Well, she was a pain in the ass. I mean, she was dumb as a rock. I mean, cute as a bell, but dumb as a rock. I mean, holy crap and butt farts. How dumb can you be? I mean, maybe when you're 21 as a guy, you don't notice how stupid 21-year-old girls are because you're more like a 15-year-old boy, right? So 21-year-old men are like 15-year-old boys. They can't think straight anyway. But most 21-year-old girls are dumb as rocks, even though they think they're the smartest things in the room. Ken says, my niece is 20 and renting one of my rooms, and she is so young. What do you say, David? She was all beauty and no brains, James. Is that? Yeah, she was. All beauty, no brains. Well, Ken, it's good that you're renting a room to your niece. Does she have a husband or a boyfriend? There's a lot of guys out there, or girlfriend, I guess. I mean, you never know what anybody wants these days. You want a boy or girl, you just don't know. So, but it's good that she's renting a room from you. Is she looking for somebody? I don't know any young men. I know a couple of young Filipinas that would like to meet a man, but she's too picky, So I don't introduce them because she's just too picky. And most people wouldn't like her because she's too religious. And I asked her one time, she was at the house at a party, nice girl. Most guys would find her attractive. Her skin's a little rough, but she's skinny and tall, not a bad person. But she was asking, if I could help her find a guy. And I'm like, well, I'm interviewing, saying, well, what do you want? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, damn, you're awful picky, is what I'm thinking. And then I asked her, I said, so what can you offer? Because it's a two-way street. If you're going to date somebody, if you're going to marry somebody, they need to bring something to the table. You can't just be cute. Duh. Cuteness gets old. Girl, you better have more shit on your table than just being cute, or you're no bueno. You're out of here. But Ken says she's single, everybody. Ken has a single nurse, or niece, not nurse, niece. He may have a single nurse, I don't know. Pat says, I'm seeing 35-year-old from wherever city. I talked to my doctor when I be going for vacation. Doctor knows I had a stroke in June. Doctor wants me to get more energy up. That's what I keep telling you. You got to get healthier, Pat, to enjoy the Philippines. You know what I mean? You and I have talked about this. You got to be healthy to hang out to enjoy the Philippines. Well, yeah, you got to watch your heart so you don't blow it out when you're doing the what is it called? The horizontal mamba or hamba or something. What is that dance? But you got to be in. Why am I wearing these? I feel like I'm shouting, and there's nothing playing in my earbuds. So, yes, you got to get your health in gear to enjoy the Philippines. And I know you want to get married, so I think you need to do everything you can to get to the Philippines and do all of this. And you're smarter now than you were last year and the year before, but you are getting older, so you need to take advantage of getting there when you can. And you got to get this process going. If you're truly going to commit to getting a Filipino wife or a wife from Jamaica, wherever, you got to do it. It's just not going to happen. And I know you know this, Pat. So you got to get your health in order so that you can go and accomplish this. You got to make sure the girl's not full of shit. She's not married, that she can leave the country, that she's into, and you know all of that. But I tell people all the time, you really need to be healthy to hang out in the Philippines, or you're going to be miserable. I tell guys like me, why would you go to the Philippines if you're not healthy? I've seen expats in the Philippines who are in wheelchairs, and other things, and have a lot of disabilities. And I've talked to a few of them over the years, and they go, well, but I can live cheaper here, and I can hire a caregiver to take care of me. Okay, I understand that you're living in a one-room little condo, and you can hire a live-in caretaker and live there, but what quality of life do you really have? I don't know. So, but I've talked to a couple of guys who barely leave their apartment in the Philippines. And I guess if you're not going to leave your apartment, does it matter if you're in the Philippines or America or Canada or Germany or Australia? I guess not. If you're kind of homebound, does it really matter where you're at? I don't know. I don't think it does. But I tell people all the time, either shit or get off the pot. You know, I have a theory about, I tell the Filipinos, look, if a guy can't come and see you within a year, he's full of shit. Or somebody that you don't want to keep messing with because he will not, he either doesn't have the legal ability to come see you or the financial resources to come do it. So if a guy can't get to you within a year, you need to move on because he's full of shit. Anywhere but snow, absolutely, man. Anywhere but snow. I agree, man. And I tell guys the same thing, man. If you need to get there in a year. If not, you're wasting the girls' time. Why are you doing this? Don't drag this shit out. If you're gonna do it, or move on. It's a two-way street, though, right? Yeah, it is a two-way street. No, there's a lot of things that the men have to do. The men need to check her out. Make sure, one, before you go, there's two different theories about when you go to the Philippines. And a lot of you guys have heard this and know this. One, you can go over there and just kind of play the field. You can meet some girls online and have some tentative girlfriends that you might go see. Or you can just go to the Philippines and meet girls. Either way. Or you can find a girl, and then when you know that she might be the one, you concentrate on that one, you build a relationship, and then when you fly over, you're going to go see her, and only her. Now, if you're going down that pathway, you got to make sure she's truly single. You can do your homework and ask for clearance. And if she can only FaceTime you once in a while, she's hustling you. She needs to be able to expose her entire life with you if you're going to be flying over. You need to be able to see where she goes to grocery shop, her house, who's in her house. You can FaceTime, talk and have a good time. But if they can only talk to you a little bit here and there, they're hustling you for money. For money. I have a friend that has a girlfriend over 10 years now. Kenisha's in the house. Hi, how are you doing? Well, then it's an internet girlfriend. I made up a whole chart last year about long distance relationships, like fake LDRs, temporary LDRs, long distance relationships, if you know what an LDR is. So it's not real. And look, and what I will say, everybody, is this. Kenisha, thank you for coming in, by the way, from New York. Everybody said hello to Kenisha. What I will say is this. If the girl knows that the American is never coming to the Philippines, and she's okay with that, and the American deep down knows he's never going to the Philippines, because the only way you're going to do this, the only way you're going to make a marriage is to get your happy ass to the Philippines. You got to meet in person. I know there's this bullshit about virtual relationships and all that. But my point is this. If you're consenting adults and you're both are playing at a fake LDR, like, oh yes, and you're both hustling each other, you're both living a lie, well, you're adults and that's okay. You can live this fantasy if you want to. But if one party doesn't agree and have the same mindset, then you're being deceitful. You're being false. You're being a creep. You're being a piece of crap, is what you're being. Male or female, it doesn't matter. If you're playing one side, but if you're both on the same page and go, this is our life. I'm going to live in the Philippines. You're going to live here. We're going to pretend that we're together. Thank you for saying hello to Kenisha. Be right back for meds. I got to take my meds later. Professor says, hey, Kenisha. Hey, Kenisha. Whoop, whoop, do you? Am I right, Professor? Am I right? Or am I just running out at the mouth like I always do? But that's okay. If you're consenting adults and you want to have whatever agreement between two consenting adults. And if you want to pretend that you're married and she wants to pretend it, that's fine. Just don't get pissed off when she has a kid because you're in America, she's in the Philippines, and women need to have children and babies and have their own life. Don't be surprised if she calls you one day and says, sorry, I can't talk to you anymore because my husband doesn't want me to do that anymore. The money that you're sending me from America is not enough. My husband says no more. I feel like video calls in real life meetup, like a person don't know how a person really is. Well, I agree. And what I'm going to say, back in the day when Lorelai and I connected, we did a thing called Viber. I don't think it exists anymore. Maybe it does. Now you can do Messenger, right, on Facebook. So we spent, oh my God, shitloads of time together on Viber. I took her to work with me, showed her my office, my college, my classes. She did the same. She dragged me all over the Philippines, taking care of her business in the Philippines. So we got to know each other by immersing each other in their lives because we thought there was something there. There's no hidden secrets, no sneaking around. Lorelai never asked me for money. Well, she never asked me for money. I'm the one who started sending her money. So she never asked for money. Nope, on point, David. Have time video chats or not enough. They're not. And then, but I do agree. So you can immerse each other in a virtual life. But at some point, you got to meet in person. You got to meet in person. Now, what I will tell you though, if you're doing a light online dating, usually when you meet somebody in person, it's not going to go well. But if you've immersed yourself into their world and they've into your world, so much like Lorelai and I did, I knew when I went to the Philippines, there's no other girl I was going to go meet. I was just going to go meet Lorelai. We already knew this. Well, I knew it. Lorelai was like, oh my God, he's an American. He's going to come over here and hit on all the girls, and all the girls are going to love him. And oh my God, I'm going to lose my guy. Whatever. So you absolutely have to meet up in person. And if you like each other then, you know it's golden. But you've already laid a gigantic foundation. There's nothing wrong with laying foundation to somebody you might want to spend the rest of your life with. But I'm serious about, and if a girl doesn't want you to come there, if she's playing you, just like I said about American men, about expats, if you can't get your happy ass there in a year, then quit playing her, quit hustling her. If she doesn't want you to come there, like, no, it's no hurry. I understand. No, it's all, it's okay. Maybe there's a reason, right? A girl who has no hindrances, no hangups, no speed bumps in her way to getting married will say, when you coming? Not, it's okay. You can wait and take your time and blah, blah, blah. No hurry. So, all right there, how day treated you? Harry D, good. Life is going good. It's Monday. I took trash out today. It's cold and rainy, which sucks. I survived the weekend in Dallas, Texas. So yeah, we're doing pretty good. But yes, I agree. Video chats is not enough, but it's a key. You can use it as a key component these days because you can take a person with you everywhere you go. I would take Lorelai to Walmart shopping. I go, I got to go to Walmart. It's like, oh, great, I'll go with you. So I'm like, fine. I got to figure out how to hold the damn phone so I can talk to her while I'm trying to get groceries, But it's all fine. Everybody said hello to Harry for me. Harry, thank you for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way, everybody. But that's my big takeaway from this. But if you want to pretend and you both are okay with that, whatever. Nobody gives a crap. But don't lie to us. I don't want you lying to me. Don't lie to me. If you want to lie to yourself, then lie to yourself, but don't lie to me. A bit angry, I see, though. Maybe I ask why? Oh, no, we're not angry. We get enthusiastic. We get enthusiastic about topics. And when I'm giving instruction, I emphasize the lay down, the smack down. Because what I will say, Harry, is this. I've seen so many I've said these exact same words so many times over the years I guess it is a little frustrating to hear the bullshit, coming out of Filipinas, coming out of coming out of men's mouths about their relationships, about seeing this hustle all the time. That maybe I am a little bit more forceful or a little bit more direct when I say, you people are full of shit, you know? We keep hearing this over and over, what's changed? Nothing. You guys are, there's too many of us on the internet telling you the same things. We're telling you what works and what doesn't work, but you want to go with the things that don't work. So maybe it's I don't know, Professor. Was I a little angry? Did I get fired up? So, but anyway, Harry, how are you? Are you married to a Filipina? Would you like to be married to a Filipina? What's going on in your world? Tell us. But yeah, you got to meet up with them. You got to be real, or don't do it. And I really mean that in all sincerity, because I guess maybe I'm a little old-fashioned in a sense. I think I guess I have a weird sense about things. If you've ever been shafted, be angry. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I probably have. I think all of us men probably have one way or the other. I think men, and I know this is going to be controversial. Ronald, everybody, I think us men are better than women. I think we are more patient, more tolerant, more understanding than women are. I really believe this. I think men, especially good ones like all of us, are saints when it comes to women. I think women have more of a tendency to manipulate, to mislead. Men are real simple. It's either light on, light off. Pretty simple. What do you want, right? Pat agrees with me. Nah, mate. Retail manager who has to teach my key holder how to round up to the British pound. Well, you guys have pounds in British? I didn't know you guys had money in Britain. I thought you guys were still, picking vegetables out of the dirt over there. I didn't know you guys had a barter system going. Wow, you guys are really more advanced than I thought you were. No. Well, the key to teaching about money is slow and easy and being repetitive. Slow, easy, repetitive. I know it's frustrating, but that's the way to do it. We are all because we are straightforward. They play mind. Yeah, they play mind games naturally. It just comes naturally with them. I told something. Now look, I'm going to tell you a story without names. This story connects the names of the innocent and the guilty. So in this story, let's say Rock is very new to dating Filipino women, and the woman that he has met is called Heritage. So Rock and Heritage have met each other. They've been exposed to each other now. Now, they're both adults, consenting adults. They're adults. But he's never really been around Filipinas very much at all. And he tells me one day, after meeting this lady very briefly, wow, she's really into me. And I'm like, I'm listening. She's like, yeah, I think she's lived a really bad life. And man, she's really into me. I mean, wow. I mean, I think I really impressed her. And I'm going, And may I have missed the topic? May I ask? Oh, whatever it is, whatever you want to talk about, we will talk about anything. We don't usually have a pre-programmed topic. We go off into ditches and drive up boat ramps, and we fly through the space, talk about AI. We do everything. So if there's something you want to bring up, please feel free. Otherwise, I just ramble on about what the hell I want to say. But if there's a topic, I love having topics brought up because then I ramble on about your topic. But so these two people, he's like, man, I must be a badass. I mean, I must be damn impressive. That girl's all over me. And I'm like, uh-huh. And I'm listening and I'm getting a little grossed out. And I told him, I said, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but where you're at financially compared to where she's at financially is a big difference. And she sees you as a way to freedom. So she's going to be all over your happy white ass, like white on rice. Is that what they call that? White on rice? Like white on rice, because you're her ticket out of her situation. And Filipino women, it comes natural to them. They don't stop and go, well, I'm going to manipulate this guy by doing things to him that he's never done. He's never had a girl do before. But I'm going to do some things to him that's going to make his eyeballs roll around in the back of his head, and he's going to go, woo, what? Damn. They just do it naturally. They know how to do it. They just do. And he's going to go, holy smoking butt farts, come on over, baby. I got a nice big house and cars, you just come on in. It comes naturally to them. And American men are so simple. So, Ken says, either on or off, priceless. Yeah. Harry, admins, may I ask about admins? Sure, what do you want to ask about? We're talking about dating currently. That's correct. Thank you, gentlemen. A bit angry. Woo! You guys think I'm a bit angry today? Nah, just chilling. I have too much fun with this. What you'll find is I have many years of public speaking. I mean, many. I did it all my life. So I'm not shy. And I like to have a good time. And if I got to get a little feisty, I get a little feisty. If I get a little funny, I get a little funny. I just got to roll with it and have a good time. So, wouldn't want to see me angry, Ken says. Nah. And you don't want to see me angry either. It wouldn't do you well. So, plus you would never see me again. Because I'm too old to put up with crap. Ric Flair. Woo, Jimmy John. There you go. The nature boy. Ric Flair. The one. Jimmy, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Reminder, thank you again for donating to the Rice of Life program, helping us buy rice for the Philippines. Thank you, Jimmy. Sure, ask a question, Harry. Ask away. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Jump right in. Pat says, same. Yeah, Jimmy. Hi, everybody. Hello, Jimmy. Just got back from dinner. What'd you have for dinner? Jose says, yes, they do. Harry, do you have a Filipino wife or girlfriend? The professor is asking. Professor has one. She's a good-looking girl, too. Some Filipinos are really pretty. Some are good-looking, and some are really good-looking pretty, and some are just ugly. So you either got the really good, you got ones that you want to look at and ones you don't, period. It's either that or that. I know they're going to probably all hate me for that, but that's the way it is. You got ones you want to look at or ones you don't. Jimmy says, hello, Pat. Shabby. Hey, Jimmy, Ken, do you have my email address? Ken's asking Pat. Saw them in San Antonio, Jollibee. The girls? The Filipinas in Jollibee? Yes, Ken, I do. Wow. I don't know if I have Ken's email address. Pat, now I'm jealous. You've hurt my feelings, Pat. Well, I thought Harry was going to ask me a question. What's your question, Harry? Yes, I do. Shoot me an email and I have a question. You have a question for Pat, right? Pat, Ken says he has a question for you. I think it's the diversity. Yes. Jose, you are correct, my friend. You are very correct. Very wise. Okay, Ken, I can do that. A friend of mine, Jimmy says, residing in Dumaguete, came through Atlanta. So we hung out a little bit. Nice. That's cool. I think Dumaguete has always been the #1 spot for expats, but I don't think anybody wants to be there anymore because it's the #1 spot for expats. So I can understand the vacancies, because if you're going to go to the Philippines, why hang out with Americans? One's from India. One looks like from India. Talking about the girls, it didn't say that. One was from Swedish, America, Korea, and the Philippines. So the one looks like she's from India, but I don't know if she is. You have to watch a live stream to get the address. Oh, it's 3 though. Oh, I saw your email the other day. I didn't write it down. I did not. I didn't know I was supposed to make note of your email address. I did see it. Sorry, I did not recognize I had a duty to write that down and to keep up with it. But thank you for putting me in my place, apparently. I've never in my life been asked that question before. That was a bit, what question were you asked? Oh, if you had a Filipino wife? Well, all he's asking is, are you married to a Filipina? Do you have a Filipina girlfriend? Do you want a Filipina girlfriend? Are you from America? Just, that's what we're asking is Jennifer. Like, are you from America? Would you like girls? Are you married? A lot of these guys are already married, and if you ever eat Ochos Locos Cantina in Texas, it's the only Spanish-speaking women. Well, Spanish women are good too. Nothing wrong with Spanish women. I don't understand Spanish. We have a couple of Mexican restaurants here that we drive through that have pretty good Mexican food. I've gotten tired of it, but they only speak Spanish. When you get up there, they speak to you in Spanish, and I'm like, shit. Hello, can I just get the taco salad with beef? I've not heard that in a few days. If you ever. That's all right. So, Harry, don't be mad. It's kind of like why you're a bit mad. We're going back to being a bit mad. I'm mad because I'm beautiful. All right, Harry, here's what I'm going to tell you. The reason I'm mad is because I'm so damn good looking. And when you're this good looking, it makes you angry. It does. Because every time I go out in public, I have people asking for my autograph. They want to meet me. They want to take pictures with me. They ask me if I'm a supermodel. They ask me which cover magazines I've been in, what movies I've been in, what TV shows were I the star in. So it gets a little aggravating when I go out in public. So maybe that's why I'm angry. I'm placing an order. You want out of order. Al Pacino, you want out of order. I don't know where you're going, doggy. I think I'm confused. Jimmy, I like serving size of beer in Mexico restaurants, 32 ounces. Hell yeah, baby. Yuppers. I was in Aruba, and I told this story, but I'm going to tell it anyway. I got to find something that's small. Let's do this. I was in Aruba. My wife and I stopped and got some food because we really enjoyed Aruba. Really enjoyed Aruba. We stopped at this restaurant and I got some kind of weird macaroni type salad that was damn good. And I ordered a Heineken. And let's pretend that this remote control is a regular size Heineken that you buy everywhere. Because I like Heineken beer, I know. I'm a big Red Horse fan. I prefer Red Horse. But yes, I do, if I'm drinking a wussy beer, I'm drinking Heineken because I like it. So I order a Heineken, and this would be the normal size, right? They bring me a Heineken this big, another little remote. So this is how big the Heineken is that I get. And it was like $8. They saw me coming now. So I had like 4 ounces of a Heineken. Is all I had. I'm like, oh, there you go. There goes that beer. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you. Oh, fucking hell. Well, you can at least cuss. That's one thing good for you. You may be really confused about what you're asking or what you're thinking or what you're wanting to ask or what has been asked, but at least you know how to cuss, so I guess that's pretty impressive. You must have got past 3rd grade. So we like that. I think that's a good thing. You should be proud for that. If you need me to make you a certificate saying, hey, I'm really good, I can cuss, I can print you one out and mail it to you. Just send me your address. So Alrighty. Ken is laughing, everybody's laughing. I know exactly what you're talking about. Happened to me. Same place. Yeah, right? I mean, little bitty baby beers. Now, I could have like 20 of them, you know. But the salad I had, I don't remember what it was, but it was really good. Some kind of noodle salad that's apparently Australian, not an Aruba, which is Dutch. Aruba's a Dutch colony, so it's a Dutch salad. I don't know. But a little bitty beer? Come on. I'm like, what? I think I just got ripped off. Saying here is bloody hell on KSL, which is Ken Stout Live. Our saying here is bloody hell. Well, boogers. I think mine is holy butt farts or stinky butt farts. Doggy, you're an ace, bro. Old enough to swear, at least 9 years old. You like that? And I got a printer, man. I can print you out a certificate. Doggy. That's why we don't get too many trolls on my channel. You know, they usually don't last. They don't handle the banter very well. They usually run off and hide. But that's okay. I don't drink much. I will say one of my favorite, I will say this. If I drink, now I'm blind, I can't see because I took my glasses off. I like Red Horse beer from the Philippines. I'm a big Red Horse beer fan, without question. James has sent me Red Horse before from California. He's my buddy, he takes good care of me. Drank a lot of it in the Philippines because there's nothing else to do in the Philippines but drink. Nothing. Drink. That's it. Pretty much it. Drink. I mean, if you're married, all you do is drink. If you're single, you chase women and drink. But since I'm married, I wasn't allowed to go out on dates. So I had to just drink beer. Jimmy, I asked the server how I can get a bigger size beer. He replied, order big beer. Oh, really? I guess I didn't think of that. I guess I didn't think of that. I just kind of like, well, you know, okay. I misunderstood you, Ken. Sorry, brother. What did Ken do? Our saying here is bloody hell. Pat, what did you misunderstand? You want me to make Ken straighten it out? I'll straighten him out, Pat. I'll do it for you. Ken, straighten out. They gave you a 7 point. Yes, it was a 7.5. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. What are you going to do with a 7.5? How many ounces is this? 12? Oh, by the way, this live stream is brought to you by Lemon Lipton Brisk Tea. I don't know. I don't even know how many ounces are in these. Yeah, it was a 7.5. Yeah. They're well versed in dealing with Americans, I guess. Maybe. Jimmy John, 3563. That made me think of Peter Sellers and the Pink Panther movies. Oh, man. I don't remember those. I don't know if I remember those. But, you know, the older we get, the finer things we like in life. You know, when we go on cruises, I enjoy having a good quality drink. But I don't like to drink junk anymore. I'm not a bottom of the barrel drinker guy. Just not. I'm not going to drink piss water. You know, I'm kind of picky the older I get, you know. I want a good martini. You know, I want a good drink. You know, not a cheap bastard anymore. I have taste. I've refined. Holy butt farts. I've gotten bigger, better, stronger with every day. I need to order the good stuff. You know, but, well, yeah, I don't know. I was disappointed in my beer in Aruba. I didn't have one in Curacao. I figured it's a Dutch colony too, so they probably give me the same thing and charged me $8. But it's all right. I don't even drink that much anymore. I'm too old. Old people don't drink as much as young people. When you're young, you drink a lot because you got to go out with ugly women. When you're older, you don't have to do that, so you don't have to drink as much. That's what it said. And that's what somebody told me once. He said, when you're younger, you'll go out with ugly women, so you need to drink a lot. Because young men will go out with anything. But it's all good. I like good drinks, not bad ones. I do like a good, like, pomegranate martini. You know, maybe I'm a little foo-foo. Give me some damn martini. I do like, what do they call those? Mojitos, gin and tonic. Got that going on for me. I like those. Don't really like tequila. Not a tequila person. So margaritas, not my thing. Daiquiris, really not my thing. Too kind of sugary. Well, that's all right. So I don't know where we are. I think we were talking about women. Does anybody need a woman? Is that where we're going? No, I'm just not into it. It's asking what you think of craft beer. Not good, right? I'm just not into it. I like dark heavy beer, so I'm actually like Guinness. I'm a big Guinness fan. So I like that. I don't like a foo-foo beer. I just don't. So I'm either drinking Guinness or Heineken in America and Red Horse in the Philippines. And that's it. Those are what I drink. I used to drink Michelob Amberbach back many or Michelob Dark in the 80s was really good. And then they have an Amberbach and it's okay in a pinch, but I prefer Guinness. Craft cocktails, yeah, you got to have some good cocktails, right? I mean, if you're going to drink, don't you want something good? One that tastes good, and two, serves a purpose. Remember the song from the 70s, Gotta Find a Woman? No. Is there a song called that? Gotta Find a Woman? No, I don't remember that. Maybe I'm too young. My brother buys craft beer, but I'm more a mass production beer drinker. Yeah, I just don't like all the crap. Kind of like, yeah, I'm not into the trendy shit, to be honest. I guess I'm a little bit more whatever. Troglodyte. Old fashioned. Where did he go? Old fashioned made by somebody who knows how to do it. An old fashioned to drink? I don't believe, Jimmy, that I've ever had an old fashioned. I don't think I've ever had an old fashioned. I really don't. Now, I just think, but I think this is a normal progression for men and for women. I think the older we get, one, we start to want our food to look better. Then we want our food to taste better. And as we go through age and progress, we want nicer things. We'll take better care of things. But we also want better quality ingredients. We don't want to eat McDonald's all of our life because we know it's crap food. So I don't know if you guys agree or not, but I've learned over the years that my taste has changed to be more refined, which is not a bad thing. I don't want nasty, nasty food. I want good quality ingredients, and I want it to look good. If I drink alcohol, I want it to look good and taste good. You like it, David? If you like bourbon, okay. I don't mind bourbon. I'm not like a, give me another one on rocks bourbon. But I don't mind bourbon, but I've never had one. Or if I did, I didn't know it. Maybe when I was a kid and they came, do they come in pre-made bottles? Where you can just shake it up and drink it like at the liquor store? I might have had one then. I had Long Island iced tea at a strip club. Woohoo! Did they spike this drink? I felt it for 12 hours. Now, I will tell you, I like a Long Island iced tea. I gotta admit, I have no problems liking a good Long Island iced tea. And in the years, and shots of B52. So I've had a lot of Long Island iced teas, and I like those. Jack Daniels Gin Bourbon Whiskey. I don't mind Jack and Coke. It's a not. If you get a balanced Jack and Coke, it's a good drink, right? It's a basic staple, easy drink, but it's not a bad Coke. I mean, a bad drink at all. So Jim Beam, you like Jim Beam? I like Crown and Coke personally. I like Crown and Coke, but I'll take Jack Daniels. But if I could get a martini that's like a chocolate pomegranate one, I like that better. Dropping a link, that's right. Reminds me, if you're blue, you're welcome to drop a link. Thank you. You don't have to ask permission, just drop a link. And give us a thumbs up if you haven't done that. Me too, Pat. I drink Beam. Neat. Woo! You're very good with the Coke. Be very good with the Coke. What kind of Coke you talking about, Pat? I'm just asking what type you're talking about. There's the Diet Coke, the regular Coke, and the white Coke. I don't know what you're talking about. Me too, Pat. I drink Beam. Neat. Check that link out, David. I will do it. That's about Bertha. Bertha? All right, let me see if I can pull it up. I'm on my computer here too. See a bunch of dogs? Jimmy Cash brunch. Let me put my thingy in real quick and I'll check it out. The Man Cave. Call to the Wild. Troglodytes. Amen, brother. Cavemen. Cave women. Woo-hoo. Nender, I get called that once in a while. That's what I look like. You guys want to see and hear the video? 2 million views over 12 years. You guys need to click that link and go watch it. I can relate to this. Bertha Butt. One of the Butt sisters. I will never figure out the line from that song. Okay. Suck it, suck it, suck it, suck it to me, baby. Kind of reminds me of Big John. Or Bad Leroy Brown. I'm going to have to save that one and play it over. Ken has to go out and do his live stream now. All right, buddy. Good to see you. Mine will be winding down in about 10 minutes anyway. So just for everybody to know, if anybody wants to go hang out with Ken, you can. Mine's gonna wind down here in about 10 minutes. We've already been on since about a little bit before 7, and it's almost 9 o'clock. So we're going to do that. So anybody wants to go see Ken, you can. Ken, did you drop your link to your live stream? Checked. I will take me at least 10 minutes to go figure it out. That's funny. Anytime. Appreciate you. No worries. Let me get that out of my ear. But I did survive. Back to the topic at hand. I think I survived the weekend. My wife bought one of her dreams. She did, or fulfilled one of her dreams. Her first dream was to marry me. You know, that's something she dreamed of all of her life, and it finally came true when she married me. So there's the link to Ken's live streams if anybody wants to go hang out. And Ken, if you're doing it a little bit later, I might stop in and say hi to you. So, but Lorelai got one of her dreams met this weekend. So that's good. I got none of my dreams met, which is the way married couples are. You know, she wins, I loses. You know, even though it was my birthday, I got nothing. She did buy me some socks and a new jacket from Amazon. She got me I will say they're really nice socks. 3 pairs of real wool socks. Very nice. I'm wearing a pair now because my feet are cold. And she got me a jacket, a Colombian jacket, all black, kind of a dress jacket. Thin, but waterproof, windproof. I told her, this jacket, it will keep me warm in the cold winds and dry in the heavy rains. And I know I said the line's wrong, but it's from Jeremiah Johnson when the Indian chick makes him a bear hide jacket. And he says something like, will keep me warm in the strong winds and dry in the heavy snows, or something like that. So I told her that last night. She has a video of it. We'll probably release the video anytime, Ken. So Lorelai got me socks and a coat, which I didn't need, but I like it. It's okay. It does have sleeves that kind of tighten, which are nice. So, whatever. My brother got me a cupcake, when I was in Texas. I didn't get anything else. That's all I got. My wife got something. Jovan's wife, Jovan and I both. Jovan's from the Philippines. He's married to a Filipina himself. We both went to Dallas and came back way broker than we left. Way broker than we left. We came back with empty wallets and pain in the heart. We came back so broke. We all, even though I can't work, I got to go get a job now. Man, I'm going to have to go shovel somebody's snow just for $1 to get back. I have to do 100 million snow jobs for $1 to get back what we spent. So, but it was one of her big dreams. It's been a dream of hers a long time. And I know a lot of people will think we're crazy for letting her do it. But I'll say it. I'll wrap this up with kind of like this. I don't have a problem with her spending that kind of money on what she wants, because I remember when I was a young man and I was working and teaching, and I finally got to the point where I was making good money, and I had money to where I could walk into a car dealership and put down 10, 20,000 bucks and buy a brand new car. Had the credit score so high that they would kiss my ass. Please, sir, buy whatever you want, sir, please, sir. So I remember those days when I look back and go, I made it. My hard work, my effort, and doing everything that's right. Not drinking and doing drugs and getting arrested and all these things. When you do the right thing and you can reward yourself for that, it's a very psychologically impressive thing for yourself. And so I recognize this is a big achievement for somebody coming from the Philippines. She's in America. She's worked hard. She saved her money. I told her over the years, look, here, just go buy what you want to buy. And she's like, no, it's way too expensive. So over the last couple of years, she's been working to save the money to go do it herself. And it culminates in her to be able to do this. So I don't have a problem with it. Most people would go into shock. But it's like, look, if it makes her happy. Now, if she sat around and never worked a day in her life and ate bonbons like Peggy Bundy, then I wouldn't, be too happy about it. I wouldn't enjoy it, wouldn't want her to do it. But she's worked hard. She's achieved certain goals in her life. Why not? It's okay. And now it's an excuse for me to buy something, right? So this is the thing. My wife, the Filipino women are really bad. Where did my wallet go? I told you guys a while back, I had a perfectly good wallet when Lorelai and I first got married. But about a year or two into our marriage, Lorelai found this purse that she wanted to buy, for a Fossil purse. It's a good leather purse. And she was still a little shy back then about money. And she's like, oh, well, you really need to buy this wallet. This wallet is so nice and it's a good quality. It's only like $10 or $20. You should buy this wallet. I'm like, well, but I don't want the wallet. I don't need a wallet. No, you should really reward yourself. Oh, okay, I guess, I buy the wallet. Next thing I know, she's buying a purse. I'm like, I get it. If she can convince me to buy something, then that opens the door for justification for her to buy something, right? That can be reversed, right? So now she bought something expensive. That opens the door for me to go, well, do you remember when we went to Dallas and you bought X, Y, and Z? Two can play it that way. All right, my friends, it is 9 o'clock in my great part of the world. It's cold and rainy. I thank everybody for coming in. It was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, we'll go live again this week. I hope you guys go back and watch my Christmas video and all my other videos. Make sure if you want to donate to our Rice for Life, I would appreciate that. Just do it on the PayPal, not YouTube, because YouTube takes 30%. We'll keep up with that, but I got to thank everybody for coming in and making it fun. And we will see everybody maybe Wednesday night. Tonight's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday maybe. And if anybody needs anything, just reach out to us. So, Jimmy, we appreciate you as always. And we'll try to come back. I need to do some live streams that are a little bit later in the night also. Oh, Thanksgiving's around the corner. Maybe we'll do something on Thanksgiving Day because everybody will be bored watching all the football teams lose and they get mad and all that. So maybe we'll do something Thursday too. So we appreciate you, Ken, Jimmy, Pat, Dennis, Professor, Doggy. I'm going back up here to try to remember. Harry, even though he was a butthead, but he ran away. He got scared. Harry ran away. See you next time, Pat. Professor, my good friend, Professor in the Philippines. Dennis was here. Tim was here, but he had to go to the gym. So thank you guys all. Big shout out to each other. Appreciate you guys. Let's talk on Wednesday.